Donald Trump is trying to clean up after the Putin summit. Hey, did you know that you can catch all our shows and more exclusive content on the TYT app? You can also get notifications for when we go live and more special events. Check it out at tyt.com/app. Donald Trump is trying to clean up following what was widely considered to be a very disastrous summit with Vladimir Putin. The remarks are all over the place. Let's take a look at some of this press conference.
We have both made some mistakes. I think that the probe is a disaster for our country. I think it's kept us apart. It's kept us separated. There was no collusion at all. Everybody knows it. People are being brought out to the fore. So far that I know, virtually none of it related to the campaign. And they're going to have to try really hard to find somebody that did relate to the campaign. That was a clean campaign. I beat Hillary Clinton easily, and frankly, we beat her. And I'm not even saying from the standpoint, we won that race. And it's a shame that there can even be a little bit of a cloud over it. People know that, people understand it, but the main thing, and we discussed this also, is zero collusion. And it has had a negative impact upon the relationship of the two largest nuclear powers in the world. We have 90% of nuclear power between the two countries. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what's going on with the probe.
So just to remind you, this comes after the US Intelligence Committee did confirm that there was Russian interference with regards to the election. There was in fact Russian meddling, that coming from President Trump's own intelligence officers. So he's trying to walk back some of these remarks, and some of them have stood out more than others, although there is so much to break down. In particular, there is one where he said, President Putin just said it's not Russia. I don't see any reason why it would be. And now he's trying to say that actually what he meant to say was wouldn't. So he said, I would like to clarify in a key sentence in my remarks that the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence shouldn't be, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be Russia. Members from his own party, Newt Gingrich, Senator Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, have called the situation a debacle. So what do you guys think? Did you watch the full remarks that were said from both Trump and Putin? What did you think was going on?
I feel like there are 4-year-olds in Trump's team of strategists that figure out, like, they have to adapt to his rhetoric, and his language is not his language isn't professional. It's unlike any other president we've ever encountered, perhaps even worldwide. So they have to figure out, like, how do we deal with this? Where President Donald Trump just basically said a hostile foreign power did not meddle in our elections, and kind of threw 17 intelligence agencies under the bus. I mean, all of our intelligence agencies, whether they're like liberal agents in there or conservative agents, they all conclusively said Russia meddled in our elections. Now, are we overstating its impact? Maybe. Are some liberals using that to say that that's the only reason why Donald Trump won, because everyone's having a hard time coming to terms with the reality that a egomaniacal, insane person is now our president?
Yeah.
Perhaps. But to turn around and be like, oh yeah, all of our agencies are wrong. I believe Vladimir Putin. He's a big strong boy and I like him. It's insane. And then to turn around and say, oh, I meant, like, no, he may be wrong.
Right.
No takebacks. You can't have takebacks, Donald Trump.
I think it definitely feels different this time, the way everyone's reacting, especially people on the right. You have big figures like from Newt Gingrich. I mean, John McCain usually likes to speak up against it, but from my own research on conservative voices, like seeing how they're reacting to this, it does feel different this time. Like, this is like one of those lines that you cannot cross.
It was interesting too, because President Trump went to Twitter and he called out, while I had a great meeting with NATO raising vast amounts of money, I had an even better meeting with Vladimir Putin of Russia. Sadly, it's not being reported that way. The fake news is going crazy, which is interesting because in part of that fake news, he's including Fox News, who called him out as well.
Fox and Friends called him out specifically.
Right.
They looked at the camera and they...
So it's rare that we see that broad of his, I guess, like, Twitter fury, you know what I mean? Brooke, what did you think when you saw this go down?
We're in a space where the president of the United States wants this space to be able to make so many mistakes that we don't even allow elementary school teachers to make, let alone the president of the United States. Like, they hold themselves accountable to not misspelling, public announcements, not making a one-word mistake that changes the entire statement.
Right. And also, let's remember too that in that same press conference, Vladimir Putin was asked, did you want Donald Trump to win the election? And he said, yes, he did, because he liked what he was saying, he liked what he was about. So it's interesting for Donald Trump to say, why would Vladimir Putin be interested?
That's not that crazy. He said that he prefers Obama to win over Mitt Romney as well. Of course, a foreign adversary is going to have a preferred candidate.
But when you look at it as a whole, for that to have been said in the same press conference where Donald Trump was like, well, like he's saying this, like I just don't see like good on both sides, all these like sort of false equivalencies.
I just love that this like tiny economic power has been able to grab America by its whatever. I'm not going to use that word, but I think it's incredible that they can actively change political discourse in our country in such severe ways, and a big part of that is definitely exacerbated tensions from the media. We heighten the paranoia, and we find different reasons for it, for why this Russian interference happened, or we overstate its impact. If I am to be honest, because the United States has been meddling in foreign elections as a part of our pastime. We've been doing it for a very long time. That does not excuse what Russia did, but what Russia did is minor in comparison to the things that we have done. And part of me thinks that it's escapist, but I think this will blow over as well. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but there were a couple moments when we saw this. We saw the leaders of the Republican Party separate themselves from Donald Trump. It was when the Khan family, when he disrespected the Khan family, a Gold Star veteran, and then when the grab him by the pussy tape came out, and he's still untouchable basically. People will, because the rabid fan base loves Donald Trump.
Okay, speaking of another person that's borderline untouchable, Brooke, really quick, tell us what's going on with Beyonce.
She should be untouchable. This is earned.
Okay.
Untouchability. Is it a word?
Yes.
But at this point, seriously, can Beyonce even breathe without a pregnancy rumor? Because fans think she is pregnant again, and all they needed as proof this time was a video of her touching her stomach. That's it, y'all. That's all it took. That's it. Watch.
Yeah, watch out.
This is so ridiculous. Come on.
That is it. That's it.
That's it? Is she pregnant? She's pregnant.
They caught her
100%.
wearing a sweatshirt at one point.
Wouldn't it be nice to have another Beyonce baby? I feel like I understand it, but it's probably not true.